Hello, everybody, and welcome. We've got a full house of cheering fans, including Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Earl B, he's our man. Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Great day, great game. Thanks to all you fans for coming out, especially Earl B. See you next game, everybody.
When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Good evening, everyone. It's Tuesday, February 4th, 2003. I'm Ron Bacalar, along with my partner, Bob Braskich, our cameraman, producer, and director, Joe Bach, and we are at Lorain Southview High School. It's boys varsity basketball tonight. The Saints entertaining the Pioneers of Elyria. The Pioneers come in with an overall record of 11-4. They are high in the LEL standings. The Saints, meanwhile, are 7-8. Both these teams have played 15 games. A win by the Saints tonight will even up at 8-8 on the season, with 4 games remaining before tournament time. Bob, this should be a great game because we've got great players on both sides.
It should be a great game, Ron, because number one, it's tough to beat a good team 3 times in one season. Elyria has already played Southview twice. Both of those were 20-plus point wins, but in 6 of 8 of those quarters, the ball games were even. Southview just got off to a terrible start in both of those contests, and they're much improved if you take a look at their scores. So tonight, I think here at home, Southview has an excellent chance to beat a quality opponent.
And the fact that they have played already twice. The one game was during a Christmas tournament, 14 tournament at Elyria High. The second game was a regular LEL game at Elyria, and now the Saints have the home court advantage, and hopefully they can rise to the occasion and, like we said, even up their record at 8-8. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the beginning of tonight's ball game right after this timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Basketball action here at Lorain Southview High School. The initial jump ball to begin the first quarter of play. And the jump comes down in favor of, well, actually the Pioneers, but it went out of bounds. The center for the Pioneers, Brett Daly, a 6'7" senior wearing number 40. Just smacked it a bit too hard. Also in the starting lineup for the Pioneers, number 32 is Robert Nelson, a 6'4" senior. Number 24 is Greg Baisley, a 6'3" junior. Number 21 is Aaron Bawley, a 6'2" senior. And number 3, Brandon Poole, a 5'11" senior. For the Southview Saints, now in possession of the basketball, number 40 is Sean Nixon, a 5'9" senior. Number 42, Marquell Miller, a 6-foot junior.
Leonard Smith.
And Leonard Smith making the two-pointer. Leonard Smith wearing number 52. And coming down with the rebound as well, 52, Leonard Smith, a 6'6" senior. Also in the starting lineup for the Saints, as we catch the action, number 45 for the Saints, we were just ready to announce, is Ryan Jackson, a 6'3" sophomore. As he was going up after getting the rebound, he is fouled.
Oh, great job there on the offensive glass by both Marquell Miller and Ryan Jackson.
The foul is on number 24, Greg Baisley. And Ryan Jackson is at the line. He's shooting 2. And the 5th starter for the Saints is number 44, Gabe Rios, a 6'2" junior. Gabe Rios in the last 6 games averaging 16.5 points. And he has to come alive tonight for the Saints to have an opportunity to pull out a win against the Pioneers.
And over those 6 games, Gabe is shooting over 50% from the floor. Really, his breakout game was that game we did over at Admiral King, Ron, when I believe he had 26. I mean, he just exploded, and he's just been continuing that over the last 6 games. Yeah, I talked to Coach Corey of the Saints, and they're going to play Elyria straight up. They're not going to do anything special to guard Robert Nelson tonight. In the past, they've tried to cheat off the other players to help with Nelson, and tonight they're just going to guard him straight up with Ryan Jackson.
All right, Ryan Jackson with the opportunity to put the Saints up by 4 on the 2 free throws, missing both. But the Saints get the rebound, obviously. From the 3-point range, Gabe Rios.
Markel Miller again on the offensive glass. He's the Saints' leading rebounder.
Turnaround jumper hits the front of the rim. Leonard Smith, no good. Rebound, Elyria. And a takeaway by Marquel Miller going to the basket, dishing it off to Leonard Smith.
Great, off to a good start here, and it's important for the Saints to have a good first quarter. Ouch. That was a 3 and a foul on the 3, Ron.
All right, the foul is on Marquel Miller. That's his first, the team's first, and making the 3-pointer, Greg Baisley.
Wow.
Baisley at the line for an opportunity to tie up the ball game at 4-4.
For 4-point play, something you do not see very often.
But prior to Baisley putting up the 3-pointer, and he makes the foul shot.
Very surprised.
The crowd here got a little bit upset because they felt a traveling call should have been made against the Pioneers. Marquel Miller into the lane and 2.
All right. And a good no call by the official under the basket on the charge.
Right down the middle, taking the dish from Daly is Bolly, and he misses on the layup.
I'm very surprised to see Elyria picking up full court. They're picking up full court man-to-man because Southview's a pretty tough team to press.
Look at here.
Right there.
And wow, an excellent job by the Elyria Pioneers as Sean Nixon was going in for the layup, and the ball slapped away by Greg Baisley.
Sean a little bit too casual about that layup. He didn't think Baisley could catch him, and he did. Good hustle play.
Underneath the basket, another block shot as Leonard Smith went up to put in 2. Correction on that. That was Ryan Jackson going to put in the 2, and the block by Brett Daly. From the 3-point range, in and out on the shot by Sean Nixon. The ball will belong to the Saints.
Both Nixon and Rios have really been lighting it up recently for the Saints from beyond the arc.
5 minutes, 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The Saints leading by 2. It's 6-4. From the 3-point range, a shot by Ryan Jackson missing, and a jump ball is going to be called between the Pioneers and the Saints.
And
both
possession arrow.
Baisley and Leonard Smith fighting for the ball. Possession arrow belonging to the Pioneers.
And Coach Cernas very unhappy on that last call. In fact, he's been unhappy with the officiating thus far in this game. Felt that should have been a foul. Good back cut.
And a missed shot by the Pioneers' Brandon Poole.
You know, one of the amazing things, Ron, is you haven't mentioned Robert Nelson yet. Good.
And there's 2 by Leonard Smith. Leonard Smith now with 6 points as the Saints double up the score on the Pioneers. It's 8-4.
Well, Leonard's averaging 9.5 for the year. In fact, Leonard was the Saints' early season leading scorer.
Robert Nelson. He has yet to take a shot.
I know. It's amazing, and we're almost halfway through the first quarter.
Now coming in the ball game for the Southview Saints, number 43 is John Brown, a 5'11 junior.
I am just very surprised to see Elyria picking up full court. They're generally a half-court team, and really the Saints guard play is their strong suit.
Gabe Rios on the shot, hits the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Robert Nelson. Down the lane comes Brett Daly. He's got 2. 8-6, Saints by 2. Gabe Rios going into the basket, missing on the shot, and it is Brett Daly on the rebound.
Saints just having a tough time buying a basket. These are good shots. These are the shots that have been falling the last couple games, especially last Friday against Menor. Southview shot over 50%. And then, of course, this past Saturday, had the good win, late game win against Euclid.
Foul is on Southview's John Brown, his first, the team's second.
Oh, now that was some pretty physical play there between John Brown and
Robert Nelson.
Wow.
And it's John Brown who's going to get called for the foul. That's his second and the team's third.
I'm a little bit surprised that the officials aren't having a word with both players there. Well, it's nice to have a 6'8" player because you can always make the inbounds pass. That's how Coach Cernas uses Daly to relieve pressure.
Pass from Nelson intended for Aaron Bawley, broken up by the Saints. Nelson into the circle, the lane, puts it up, no good, off the backboard, and a long shot. Here comes Marquel Miller.
All right. Okay. You know, the Saints realized Daly missed on the penetration, and Miller leaked out early.
Robert Nelson passing down to Brett Daly all by himself. 10-8, Saints still lead by 2. Marquel Miller, three-pointer off the rim. Sean Nixon on the rebound. Gabe Rios on a three-pointer, hits the front of the rim, still no good. Goes out of bounds, it'll belong to the Saints.
The one thing I've noticed is the Saints are very excited to play this game. They're not set on their threes. They're not quite ready to shoot the basketball. They're rushing their shots a little bit.
We've got 3 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 10-8, Southview by 2. Sean Nixon in the circle,
all
2.
Right.
First 2 points scored by Nixon puts the Saints up by 4, 12-8. Nelson taking his first shot, three-pointer, and it's good.
That was an NBA three-pointer. That was well beyond the arc.
So far, the Pioneers making 2 3-pointers. One just now by Nelson, earlier by Greg Baisley. Here comes one by the Saints, and Sean Nixon. 15-11, the Saints by 4. On the three-point shot, the Elyria Pioneers, Griffin Knapp now in the ball game. Griffin Knapp, number 10, a 5'11" junior.
And off the ball here, Ron, I think we're going to get a foul against Robert Nelson.
Foul is on Robert Nelson. That's his first and the team's second.
And a substitution. Robert Nelson's going to take a break, going to have a seat.
Number 14 coming in for Elyria, Josh Bendick, a 6'4" senior. Also in the lineup for the Pioneers, number 34, Justin Phillips. Right down the lane, Sean Nixon with 2. 17-14, Saints by 3 with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play.
Wow, the Saints defense is so much improved compared to what we saw at the beginning of the year. They're just doing a terrific job. Good ball pressure, everybody in position off the ball, a lot of intensity. They're not getting beat off the dribble. This is excellent.
And a takeaway by Leonard Smith.
That was great defense.
Sean Nixon passing off to Vince Velasquez, a 5'9" junior. His first 2 points, 19-14. The Saints lead by 5.
I think they're going to get Ryan Jackson here on the reach, but defensively what the Saints are running now is they're running their little scramble. It's basically man-to-man, but they'll trap the basketball on the sidelines and before the 10-second line. And thus far, with the exception of that, the one layup by Daly, the Saints have had some pretty good success pressing Elyria here tonight, especially with Nelson out of the game. I think this is a pretty good strategy.
Foul is on number 30 for the Southview Saints. That's Gerald Jackson. Gerald Jackson, number 30, a 5'10" senior. 5 team fouls against the Saints. The Pioneers with just 2. Robert Nelson, 3-point range, in and out. And the putback by the Pioneers, Josh Bendick. We are under a minute, 19-16. The Saints by 3. Coming down the baseline and missing on the shot, Ryan Jackson.
Well, that was all Daly. Daly's definitely been a factor on defense. When the Saints have attacked the basket, he's 6'8".
Nelson on a 3-point shot, no good. Rebound grab by Southview's Vince Velasquez.
One shot. Coach Curry's calling for one shot with 22 seconds left in the quarter. Nine seconds.
Coming inside the circle, missing on the shot, was Vince Velasquez. And that's the end of the first quarter of play. The Southview Saints lead by 3, 19-16. Bob and I will be back with the second quarter right after this timeout.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Second quarter action, the possession arrow belonging to the Saints. Marquel Miller puts it into play. Passes out to Gerald Jackson. 19-16, the Saints leading by 3. Up with the shot and missing is Gabe Rios.
Stick back, number 30.
And that's Gerald Jackson being in the right place at the right time.
Oh, what a great
Gerald
block.
Jackson really fighting for that ball, but it comes down into Brett Daly's hand. He tries to put it up, no good. Here comes Marquel Miller.
Oh, get in
missing
there.
on the shot.
Darn it.
Robert Nelson coming down with the rebound. Volley on the shot, no good.
This is a pace that Southview is much more comfortable playing at this level, at this pace, up and down than Elyria.
Gerald Jackson taking it into the lane, and he is fouled in the process. Foul is on Brandon Poole. That is his first and the team's third. Sean Nixon coming back into the ball game for the Saints. Gerald Jackson back to the bench. So we have Sean Nixon out there, Leonard Smith for the Saints, along with Ryan Jackson, Marquel Miller, and Gabe Rios, the original starting five. 21-16, the Saints leading by 5.
Change in defensive strategy here by Elyria on the out-of-bounds play. They went to zone. This is Southview's zone offense. Good job.
Leonard Smith with 2. Leonard Smith now with 8 points, 23-16.
And there's a steal off that full court.
Takeaway and almost losing the ball. Getting it out to Sean Nixon. 3-point range, he's got it.
A steal off that full court pressure. Stay after it.
Sean Nixon now with 10
Here's another.
points. Another steal. Sean Nixon up, in.
All right. They're going to have to take a timeout. Oh, yeah. Elyria timeout.
Elyria timeout with 6:25 remaining in the second quarter.
Wow, was that an explosion.
28-16 is our score. The Southview Saints leading by 12 points.
Well,
Bob,
that was
don't blink.
Well,
you know, don't blink, you'll miss the action.
That's just how much Southview has improved, Ron, since the beginning of the season. I mean, it's just incredible. If you saw them in the preseason, you'd have to wonder if they would be able to play with anybody on their schedule. And here they are up 28-16, really taking it to Elyria with that full court pressure, which is their strong suit. That's what they're good at doing. You don't get baskets and scoring opportunities over the entire 32 minutes. What you do is you get a little spurt like that, and that was key. Now you have to be careful then not to give it up at the other end. You don't want to allow them to make you pay for all this pressure in the backcourt.
Robert Nelson brings the ball into the forecourt. Robert Nelson goes to the lane, to the basket, no good, and a foul is called. The foul is on Ryan Jackson. That's his first, the team's 6th. Nelson fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
I think Marquel Miller, he was in position right there to take a charge. If he would have held his ground, I think that call could have gone the other way.
Robert Nelson with 4 points in the ball game. A triple and the first foul shot made. 28-17. Missing on the second, rebound by Bally, and taken away by Southview's John Brown.
Oh, don't force the ball. Don't force it, guys.
Pass intended for Gabe Rios,
Nothing
but there
there.
were too many Pioneers in the way.
Make the easy pass, as we always say.
Robert Nelson and a takeaway and a foul.
I'll tell
Sean
you.
Nixon really guarding him close.
I'll tell you, Sean was getting after him. No doubt about it.
That is the first personal foul on Sean Nixon. And that is the 7th team foul. So the Pioneers, for the remainder of this first half, will go to the line for the bonus. 1-1 this time around.
Well, that defensive effort was nice to see from Sean because he knew he made a bad pass to create the turnover. Then he was out there to get it back. I mean, that was just a great effort.
Baisley gets the rebound on the missed foul shot. In and out on the shot by Brett Daly. Another whistle.
This is going to be on Elyria.
And the foul is on Elyria's Aaron Bally. That is his first, the team's 4th.
He's going to get him for pushing off on that rebound, push Leonard Smith out of the road.
Gabe Rios in the circle, passing to Leonard Smith just a little too hard. He couldn't hang on.
Idea was good.
That was a bullet.
Right, just a little bit too hard. Let's go, pick up. Let's go, guys.
5:34 remaining in the second quarter, 28-17, the Saints by 11. On the shot, Baisley missing.
Dodged the bullet there. The Saints just weren't ready to play on that possession. You can tell by how lackadaisically they went and picked up. Marquel
Miller turns around, and it just won't drop. In and out on the shot. Pioneers on the rebound. Long pass down the court. It's going to go out of bounds, and the Saints will get it right back. 5:05 remaining in the second quarter. 28-17. Saints by 11.
You know, Ron, we've been talking about how well the Saints have been playing, but Elyria has been having a very good year all year long.
Well, as we indicated, the Elyria Pioneers are 11-4 in their 4 losses, all in the Lake Erie League.
And that puts them in second place in the Lake Erie League. And I know in the preseason, if
well, actually, they are tied for 3rd place. Cleveland Heights is first with an 8-1. Shaker Heights and Mentor 6-3. Then comes Lakewood and Elyria at 5-4. Southview and Admiral King 3-6. Euclid at the bottom 1-8. Brandon Poole taking the pass, going down the lane, missing, gets his own rebound, puts it in. First 2 points scored by Brandon Poole. 28-19, Saints now lead by 9. John Brown out to Sean Nixon, 3-point shot no good, and the rebound brought down by Justin Phillips, and a takeaway
by Nixon. Good steal. Oh, he traveled.
And Nixon is going to be called for traveling, and he knows it.
He knows it. Darn. That was a 3-on-1 opportunity.
We are halfway through the second quarter, 28-19. Saints on top.
Oh, Elyria running a little triangle. This is what they usually do for their delay game.
Coming down the baseline with the ball for the Pioneers, volley, and it's taken away by the Saints. Sean Nixon up. It goes up over the top of the backboard. It'll go to the Pioneers.
Okay, against full court pressure, what Elyria does is they inbound the ball, sometimes to Daly because he's an easy target, then reverse it back to Nelson, and they usually clear out and let him bring it.
Nixon goes into the circle, and he's going to be hit with a charging call as John Brown stood his ground and took the charge. That is the second personal foul against Robert Nelson and the 5th team foul. Now in the lineup for the Southview Saints, number 50 is Brian Joyner. Joyner is a 6'1" junior. Also played quite a bit of football for the Saints, as did Marquell Miller out there, and Sean Nixon. Back in the lineup for the Saints, number 30, Gerald Jackson.
Okay, they're going to that's going to go against Elyria. That's going to go against number 32, Robert Nelson.
Robert Nelson, his 3rd.
He's going to have to sit down. I know Coach Cernas, with 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the second quarter, can't leave him out there.
And he's got Josh Bendick up to the scorer's table.
And Ron, that was clearly a foul. I was watching that the entire way. He definitely dragged him down by his arm and jersey.
Marquell Miller.
Wow.
He was right on the line, so he only gets 2 on that shot. Stepping on the out-of-bounds line, Brandon Poole. Correction, that was number 34, Justin Phillips. Ball comes back to the Saints.
Well,
they lead by 11, 30-19.
Here's an opportunity. My guess would be Nelson's down for the remainder of the quarter.
Underneath
Good look.
the basket. Beautiful pass from Gerald Jackson to Brian Joyner for 2.
Now's the opportunity. Without Nelson in the game, they might be able to cash in with this full court pressure. Keep the heat up, guys. Keep the heat up. They're going to get Joyner now for holding Daly inside on the block.
That is the first personal foul on Brian Joyner. the team's 8th. So Brett Daly goes to the line for the bonus 1-1.
Well, this is just a tremendous opportunity with 2:32 left in the second quarter, up by 13, and Nelson is going to surely have to sit down for the remainder of this quarter. The Saints could add to this lead and, you know, come out for the second half in pretty good shape.
Daly making the first. He's got 5 points.
You know, I know, Ron, I watched some of the early Southview practices in their preseason preview, and this is like watching two different teams. Coach Curry and his staff and the players done just a tremendous job.
Marquel Miller coming down on the rebound on the missed foul shot by Daly. Brian Curry, by the way, the Southview head basketball coach, will be the main attraction on Sports Scene on TV 20. We'll talk more about that in a moment.
Brian, of course, is a very close personal friend of mine. He's going to be a busy young guy. He and his wife, Andy, are expecting their first in a couple of months.
Foul is on Elyria's Greg Baisley. That's his second. The team's 7th. So now the Saints are in the bonus. At the line, Gabe Rios. And Gabe makes the first one. That's the first point scored by Gabe Rios.
Yeah, and he's been at about 16.5 a game over the last 6. And if you're up by 13 and he hasn't scored yet, and he's obviously your leading scorer, I mean, that you're in a pretty good situation.
And he makes the second.
Now, I say pick up and press like crazy right here. Nelson's not in the game. He's their main ball handler. They usually like to clear for him. Now's an opportunity to get one of those spurts. There it is.
Hey, Brian Joyner on the steal. Brian Joyner with 2.
Get right after him again. Now jump right back in it.
(36-20). Southview's biggest lead by 16 with 1:55 remaining in the second quarter. Taking the ball in the lane, almost losing it. Picked up just in time by Josh Bendick. Bendick on the top of the arc. No good on the shot. Gabe Rios on the rebound.
Okay, get a good one here, guys. Don't force anything. Run an offense.
John Brown to Marquel Miller. Miller takes it to the basket, and he's fouled.
Well, I don't know about that one.
Foul is on Brandon Poole. That is his second, and the team's 8th. Both teams now with 8 personal fouls. So the Pioneers quickly caught up to the Saints in the foul department. Marquel Miller at the line, shooting 1-1. Or he's shooting 2 because he was fouled in the act of shooting, missing the first. As we were saying about Coach Brian Corey, he will be the guest on Tim Alcorn's Sports Scene coming up Wednesday, beginning Wednesday, February 5th, and Friday, the 7th, as well as Sunday, the 9th, and Monday, the 10th. In and out on the second foul shot. Marquel Miller missing both.
Well, that would have been
nice. And you can watch Sports Scene at 2 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. on WLCS TV 20. That Sports Scene beginning Wednesday, February 5th. Tim Alcorn interviewing Southview Saints boys basketball coach Brian Corey. Marquel Miller missing, getting his own rebound, goes up with it again.
Well, Daly has
almost
just
got the rebound the second time.
Been such a factor. He's 6'8". He has been all defensively such a factor in this game. You know, blocking those last 2 attempts by Miller.
Brandon Poole on a three-pointer, good.
That one hurt.
36-23. The Saints now by 13.
All right, I say play for the last shot here. There's 36 seconds. Obviously, it's not going to happen because Leonard's going to score.
Smith, 2.
Nice drop
and
step
Coach John
and spin
Cernas
move.
is trying to get a traveling call on Leonard Smith.
That's not traveling. He didn't change pivot feet. That's a good drop step and spin.
Leonard Smith now in double figures with 10 points.
Don't foul, guys. Don't foul. Don't foul. There you go.
And a takeaway by Gerald Jackson. Goes to the basket.
Oh!
He's got 2. 17-point lead now, and a timeout called by the Elyria Pioneers with 0.6 of a second remaining in the second quarter.
All the experts in timekeeping say you can't get a shot off in 0.6. They say you need at least 0.9. Let's see what happens.
A quick takeaway by Griffin Knapp. Couldn't get it to drop, and that's the end of the first half of play. Again, the Southview Saints with a substantial lead, 40-23 over the Elyria Pioneers. Bob and I will be back with, I'm sure, an extremely exciting second half right after these important messages.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Second half action here in the third quarter. Possession arrow belonging to the Pioneers. They've got it in play. Robert Nelson back in the ball game. He's got 3 personal fouls. It's 40-23. The Southview Saints leading by 17. Brett Daly on the shot, no good. Leonard Smith on the rebound. Sean Nixon in the forecourt. Sean Nixon from the arc, no good. And Marquell Miller almost had his hands on the ball. Nelson, however, coming down with it. Nelson to Daly, and a foul.
Just a good look there by Nelson. He went up, he drew the defense, saw Daly, flash to the basket and open and hit him for the 3-point opportunity.
All right, the foul is on Gabe Rios. That is his first personal foul. Looking at the scoring statistics from the first half for the Elyria Pioneers, Brandon Poole with 5 points, Griffin Knapp 3, Josh Bendick with 2, and Brett Daly makes the foul shot. He's now got 8 points, 5 in the first half. Robert Nelson with 4 in the first half. Greg Baisley with 4. Josh Bendick with 2. Nobody in double figures for the Pioneers in the first half.
That was the key stat. You just read it, Ron. Robert Nelson with 4. He's averaging 19.5 on the year.
Shot attempt by Ryan Jackson missing. Here come the Pioneers. Up with the ball and the missed shot by Greg Baisley. And a basket scored by Aaron Bawley.
Okay, lead down to 12. I think the Saints have, and Brian Corey's wisely taking a 30-second timeout. He is not very happy.
All right, Brian Corey, as we indicated, will be the guest of Tim Elkhorn on Sports Scene beginning Wednesday, February 5th, as well as Friday, February 7th, Sunday the 9th, and Monday, February 10th at 2 a.m., 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 7 p.m. You indicated that you and Brian have grown a camaraderie through the years. You talk about blood being thicker than water. Right across the stands, directly across from us, sit his mom and dad, George and Kathy Corey. I had both of them in the same speech class back in the 60s.
Wow.
So mom and dad.
You're old.
I'm old.
You're really old.
I am old.
Because George is old.
I'm on Medicare. Anyway, George and Kathy Corey, both Admiral King graduates. Brian Corey, an Admiral King graduate, and also coached for Admiral King until becoming the Southview Saints head coach this season in his first year. And I'll tell you, the whole Corey family have all of a sudden become
Saints fans.
Saints fans. You better believe it.
Wearing red, but Ron, we're not off to a good start here in this first 2 minutes. What was a 17-point lead is 12, and quite simply because Southview lacked the defensive intensity thus far they had in the first half and rushed their shots.
Brandon Poole taking the pass from Robert Nelson.
They've had 3 possessions in this half thus far. 2 of them were rush shot situations, and the last one was an offensive foul.
Brett Daly on the shot, hits the rim, no good. And the rebound comes to Sean Nixon. Moves into the circle to the basket. And he is fouled.
Okay, that's all right. Sean did the right thing there.
Foul is on Brandon Poole. That is his 3rd. And the team's 1st here in the second half. The Saints are ready with 2 personal fouls. Sean Nixon will go to the line.
At 59%, 46 for 27 for the 27 for 46 for the year, 59%.
Also sitting across the in the stands, sitting right next to George Corey, is Roger Wilhelm, the father of Matt Wilhelm, the All-American from Ohio State University. Sean Nixon picking up the first point here in the 3rd quarter for the Southview Saints, and makes the second foul shot. 42-28, Saints by 14. The Southview Saints opened up the action, taking the initial lead, and kept it throughout the entire first half. A takeaway by the Saints. On the shot, missing, hitting the rim, number 45, Ryan Jackson.
Okay, you know, that's what I'm talking about. They had a lot of success in the first half. Now they're coming out, and again, I don't know if that's a high percentage shot.
The Saints put in 19 points and held Elyria to 16 in the first quarter. 3-point shot attempted by Vince Velasquez, no good. Vince comes up with the loose ball. Saints back on the march.
Now don't rush anything here. Run an offense. You'll get what you want.
Sean Nixon couldn't get it in. Brett Daly on the rebound. Robert Nelson, 3-point shot. Good. All net.
Darn.
Robert Nelson with 7 points in the ball game now. So after the first quarter, here comes Sean Nixon. Can't get it to drop. Leonard Smith on the rebound. He can't get it in. Finally, it comes down into the hands of Aaron Bawley.
That's Daly again.
Robert Nelson, 3-pointer off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound. In the lane, turns around, puts it up, and he's fouled.
Well, down at the other end, again, Daly has, with his length and his size at 6'8", he has impacted many Southview possessions. Every time when the ball goes inside, he either gets a block or he alters the shot.
Foul is on Ryan Jackson, his 2nd, the team's 3rd. Robert Nelson at the line to shoot 2. So at the end of the first quarter, the Saints led by 3, 19-16, but then all of a sudden, I think, Bob, the most spectacular second quarter we have seen in high school basketball in a long, long time. The Saints putting in 21 points and holding Elyria to just 7 to take a 40-23, 17-point advantage into the locker room.
Well, but now, Ron, again, that 17 has become 10 with the possibility of 9 on this foul shot.
Nelson making both of them.
And Elyria's right back in it.
Pioneers have scored 10 points thus far here in this 3rd quarter. The Saints only 2 points, and that on foul shots. Leonard Smith out to Sean Nixon.
Don't force it. If you want to shoot 50% from the floor, you have to take 50% shots. Have some patience here.
Leonard Smith can't get it to drop. Brett Daly gets the rebound. To the basket, missing on the shot. Rebound, Elyria Pioneers. Missing was Greg Baisley. And Bawley got the rebound, went up with it. He was fouled. So the foul is on Sean Nixon. That's his 2nd, the team's 4th. And Aaron Bawley at the line to shoot 2. Bali now with 3 points, all coming here in this third quarter. John Brown back in the lineup now for the Southview Saints, giving Ryan Jackson a break. And Bali makes the second. Wow. Southview lead now just 7 points.
10-point swing in a little over 4 minutes.
Marquel Miller down the lane, can't get it to drop as it rolls around. Leonard Smith on the rebound, knocked away by Brett Daly.
Daly again.
Robert Nelson.
Ooh,
His shot is blocked by Marquel Miller. Passes down to John Brown. Brown in the lane, and it drops. He's fouled.
Wow, John Brown.
John Brown with the first 2 points on the evening, coming at a critical point in time.
We're going to have to remember that basket, because you're absolutely right, Ron. That's a critical point. Everything has been going Elyria's way. 17 became 7 in a little over 4 minutes, and that play right there, if we get the conversion on this 3-point opportunity, could be big.
Brett Daly on the foul, and that's his second personal foul, the team's second here in the second half. John Brown making the foul shot. Brett Daly missing, gets his own rebound, misses again, but he's fouled. And the foul is going to be on Sean Nixon. That is his third personal foul. He is the only Southview Saint, Sean Nixon, with 3 personal fouls. Robert Nelson and Brandon Poole, both starters for the Pioneers, with 3 personal fouls.
Brett Daly
missing the first.
Well, Brett Daly's at 64% for the year, and I noticed his scoring average is up to about 11, almost 11 thus far.
Gerald Jackson coming into the ball game for the Saints. Sean Nixon going to the bench. 3 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And Daly missing on the second as well. 45-35, the Saints by 10.
Well, dodged a bullet there, because Elyria was just about to make Southview pay for press in full court. And Daly missed both foul shots. Give him an outlet over there. Well.
And Southview calls a 30-second timeout because Coach Corey wants to discuss something.
Right, I think Leonard Smith was in trouble. He was triple teamed and didn't know where he was going to pass it, and was falling out of bounds and used one of their timeouts. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at this point.
Once again, a reminder that Coach Brian Corey of the Southview Saints will be on Tim Alcorn's Sports Scene Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday, February 4th. Or February 5th, 7th, 9th, and 10th.
What about Bob Braskich on presidential trivia? Are we going to
I was just going to mention that Sports Scene will follow Focus, and the guest on Focus during that week is going to be Mr. Paul Bieber of the Social Studies Department. We're talking about 3 of the United States presidents, since February is President's Month, and then the week of February 12th, it's going to be my partner, Bob Braskich, and we're going to be talking about presidential trivia. So keep that in mind, sports fans. You'll see another side of Bob Braskich. Not only an expert in the area of basketball, but also an expert in presidential trivia.
Paul Bieber's the expert.
Well, I said presidential trivia. And that Focus will begin on Wednesday, February 12th. And the times on that, 1:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. That's Focus, followed by Sports Scene. Gabe Rios on a 3-point shot missing, and he is hurting as far as getting points. He's only got 2 in the ball game.
That's a charge. Come on. Oh, no. Wow. I thought Leonard Smith was set. Ouch. That would have been a big call.
Foul is on Leonard Smith. That's his first personal foul and the team's 6th.
And if that would have gone the other way, that would have been Robert Nelson's 4th. I thought Leonard did a pretty good job standing in there and absorbing the charge, which, as we've mentioned before, has truly become a lost art.
Robert Nelson shooting 2. Robert Nelson now in double figures with 10 points. Only scoring 4 in the entire first half, scoring 6 thus far here in the third quarter.
He's right at about
7.
80% from the foul shot, for the foul shooting line.
He missed 2 foul shots back in the first half, and thus far in this third quarter, he's 4 for 4. Marquel Miller missing. John Brown gets the rebound.
Daly
he misses.
again.
And it is Aaron Bawley coming down with the rebound. And a foul. And that is going to put the Pioneers at the line shooting the bonus. The foul is on John Brown. That's his 3rd.
Daly has really, Brett has really had an impact on how this game is unfolding, because when Southview does get it inside and they do a real nice job of getting it in there, or when they get a stick back opportunity, he's there, 6'8" with all that length, and he has blocked numerous shots and altered many others.
Brandon Poole coming into the ball game for the Pioneers while Robert Nelson goes to the bench. Aaron Bawley on the 1-and-1 makes the first. Bawley now with 5 points, all coming in the third quarter.
Bawley, another good foul shooter at 77% for the year. And we're down,
makes the second.
And we're down to 6. 11-point turnaround in the first 6 minutes of this third quarter. And Elyria, of course, has cranked up their defensive intensity.
Leonard Smith trying to get the ball over to Marquel Miller, throws it in the stands on the turnover. The Pioneers get it back.
Hats off to Elyria on that. They had tremendous ball pressure on the ball. Everybody was well off in the help side, and obviously forced a turnover. And you can just see how they've cranked up their defensive intensity to help themselves climb back in this ball game.
45-39. Saints 17-point lead down to just 6. Robert Nelson back in the ball game for the Pioneers. Robert Nelson, 3-point shot, hits the front of the rim, and it's rebounded by Gerald Jackson. Jackson trying to get it into John Brown, intercepted by the Pioneers, and to the basket, and scoring 2 and being fouled is Lewis Tumblin.
Again.
Number 30, Lewis Tumblin, now in the lineup for the Pioneers, a 5'10" freshman.
What created that was the turnover. Make the easy pass. That, forced pass inside resulted in a, clean turnover and a break to the Elyria basket, resulting in the 3-point play.
And what was a 6-point lead could possibly come down to just a 3-point lead if Tumblin makes this foul shot. We've got 55 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and this has definitely been an Elyria Pioneer quarter.
Well, and I noticed that Elyria coaching staff is taking no chances with Nelson when they're on the defensive end, as they are right now. He's on the bench. As soon as the clock stops and they have the ball, he's right back in. There you go.
And the pass underneath the basket to Leonard Smith. He gets the first 2 in the third quarter.
Yeah, you can see the Southview defensive heat is not as great as it was in that first half.
And a traveling call on the freshman, Lewis Tumblin. Leonard Smith, by the way, got the first 2 points in the third quarter, his first 2, but he had 10 in the first half, so he's got 12 on the night.
36 seconds remaining in the quarter, 31 now. Southview's going to play for 1 shot, which I think is a wise move.
Leonard Smith underneath the basket. John Brown tried to get the pass to him, and it goes out of bounds.
John Brown, make the easy pass. There's 20 seconds left. You're playing for the last shot. Don't force anything right now.
Fortunately, an Elyria Pioneer knocked it out of bounds.
Now you have to get good motion here so you have somebody to pass the basketball. You can't stand. You have to have good motion in this situation in your offense.
Marquel Miller passes off to John Brown, puts it up, no good.
Don't foul, don't foul, don't foul.
Daly on the rebound, and that's the end of the third quarter. 47-42, the Southview Saints lead by 5. We'll be back with the fourth and final quarter right after this timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Fourth and final quarter, possession arrow belonging to the Southview Saints. Marquel Miller will put the ball into play.
Well, Ron, during the break, Coach Joe Bach just told me, he said in the 2 previous games, Elyria's had 2 great quarters, or Southview 2 real bad ones. Maybe that was the bad one for this one, and it's over.
John Brown missing on his shot. And Robert Nelson tripped up, and John Brown's going to be called for the foul.
Well, you don't want to foul right now.
That is the 4th personal foul on John Brown, the 9th team foul. 1 more, and the Pioneers get the double bonus.
Right, I appreciate John Brown's defensive effort there, and in fact, for the entire game, I mean, he's just a defensive dynamo, but you don't want to foul Nelson, an 80% shooter, 25 or 22 feet away from the basket when he's not, you know, when there isn't obviously a scoring opportunity.
Gabe Rios and Sean Nixon back in the lineup for the Southview Saints. Gabe Rios with only 2 points in the ball game thus far. Robert Nelson making the first foul shot. He is now 5 for 5 in this second half. 47-43, he has an opportunity to pull the Pioneers to within 3, and he does. Leonard Smith hitting the front of the rim. Brandon Poole getting the rebound. Robert Nelson in the circle, stops at the foul line, gets 2.
That's the toughest shot in basketball. Off a move to your left, bring it across your body, jump and score. Well done.
47-46, Saints lead by just a point. Sean Nixon missing, Brett Daly gets the rebound. And the rebound being fought for, a foul is called.
They're going to call Leonard Smith.
And it's going to be Leonard Smith on the foul. That is his 2nd personal foul.
You know, an inadvertent, very accidental poke in the eye there to Brett Daly.
And Coach Corey wants to talk things over with his team because they are beginning to fall apart here in this second half, and he's got the full timeout. One of the things that I wanted to point out, looking back at that second quarter, Bob, where the Southview Saints held the Pioneers to just 7 points while they put in 21, it was almost a reverse in the third quarter. The Pioneers held the Saints to just 7 points, and they put in 19.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to give Elyria credit. They're 11-4 for a reason. They're a very good basketball team, and I'm sure at halftime they realized they had to crank up their defensive intensity, which they did. And then, of course, Nelson now, we're seeing what we would expect out of Robert Nelson. You know, although he was held to, what was he held to, 6 or 4 in the first half, Ron? Nelson had 4?
Nelson had 4 points all in the first quarter.
And then what did he have in the third quarter?
In the third quarter, he put in a total of 8 points.
Well, you know, that's Robert Nelson. And so Nelson's come out. He's ready to play. He's very offensive-minded. And, of course, they've kicked up their defensive intensity. Southview, on the other hand, played right into that the Elyria strategy by coming down and not being patient on offense. And they lost a little bit of their defensive intensity. So, hence, we get a complete turnaround in this ball game.
And I think a major turnaround in this ball game is going to be right there at that foul line.
Oh, without question.
The Pioneers only with 2 team fouls.
And Elyria now has the double bonus opportunity. Every
at
foul.
the line shooting is Josh Bendick. He is now in the ball game, replacing Brett Daly, who really is having a problem with the eye that was accidentally poked. And Bendick, rising to the occasion, gets both foul shots. So the Pioneers have the lead for the first time in the ball game, 48-47. Missing on the shot by the Saints, Ryan Jackson. And Gabe Rios is going to be called for a personal foul on Robert Nelson. Nelson will go to the line and shoot 2.
Right.
And that is the second personal foul on Gabe Rios.
Well, Southview, it's a one-point game. They're starting to play and look a little bit like they're down by 10, and they're not. They can get right back in this. You have to stop the silly fouling, especially to an 80% shooter like Nelson. You have to tighten up your defensive intensity. You have to work your full court pressure. You have to have better defensive transition, which means you have to get back and pick up a little bit quicker than they are right now. And then, most importantly, down at the offensive end, I think they have to get better shots. I'm seeing some rushed and some forced shots.
Nelson 8 for 8 in the second half at the foul line. 50-47, Pioneers now lead by 3. We're down to 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. On the 2-point shot, hitting the front of the rim, getting his own rebound is Ryan Jackson, and he's fouled. And the foul is on Brett Daly. Back in the ball game, still rubbing that eye, his right eye.
Well, Daly's had a heck of a game, as we mentioned earlier. He never scores a lot, but I mean, he's averaging close to 11. His asset to the team is the defensive presence. He has just been such a factor in this game, blocking shots or altering shots.
Ryan Jackson, a starter, getting his first point of the evening.
You know, when you combine that, you know, as you mentioned, Ryan, with his first point, with Gabe not scoring well tonight, it's pretty amazing that it's a 2-point game in the fourth quarter.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Sean Nixon in the lane, goes up.
Get in there.
And it drops.
All right, big basket.
Sean Nixon now with a total of 16 points.
A good steal by Markel Miller.
We have a tie ball game. Markel Miller shot. Rebound by Sean Nixon.
Powered up. All right.
Markel Miller puts it up and he is fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Good.
And the foul is on Brett Daly. That is his 4th.
Down by 2. Southview scores, comes right back in with their full court press, and Miller gets the foul and gets the steal and gets fouled.
Miller with an opportunity to put the Saints ahead.
Get in there, Miller at 50.
It's now 51-50, Southview leading by 1.
56% for the year, 23 for 41.
Miller's first point here in the second half. He had 6 back in the first quarter and makes the second.
All right, get a defensive stop here and change the momentum. Get a defensive stop.
Here comes Robert Nelson. Nelson into the lane.
That's a
passes
charge.
Off.
That's number 4.
He's going to be hit with a charge. His 4th personal foul.
Good job. That's number 4. Now let's see what Coach Cernas does. With 5 minutes 44 left, you know, the Elyria Heroes got 4 fouls.
And a technical on Robert Nelson.
Oh, my goodness.
He's been jawing ever since that charging foul took place, and he is out of the ball game.
Yes, sir, absolutely. That is key. Wow. Gabe Rios is going to go to the line and shoot the technicals. Rios at 71%. The Saints' leading foul shot percentage player.
The only 2 points that Gabe has scored in the ball game thus far were at the foul line, and he misses the first.
Wow, that was a big turn of events. And was it Ryan Jackson that took the charge, Ron? It happened so quickly I didn't catch it. That's a key play. I'm pretty sure that was Ryan Jackson who took that charge.
I do believe you're right. And Gabe Rios makes the second.
Yeah, that's a gutsy defensive move to stand in there. What you do is you protect yourself. You cover up when you're about to take a charge, and that was what Ryan did.
53-50, the Saints lead by 3. They get the ball. We're down to 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Robert Nelson is out of the ball game. Gabe Rios missing on the shot. Leonard Smith on the rebound. Smith with the shot off the backboard, no good.
Miller.
Markel Miller, he's got 2.
Markel Miller, for his size, is such a man on the boards. He's only 5'11".
55-50, Southview Saints by 5.
And you can see
and
now
a long pass beyond the outstretched hands of Lewis Tumblin, who came into the ball game to replace Nelson. And it's going to be Southview's ball.
I mean, it's just amazing, Ron, how momentum changes. I mean, you could just see it. And obviously after the technical foul and the score by the Saints, again, picked up full court, forced another turnover. You could just see they're excited. They can't wait to get back on the floor. Elyria right now had it going all their way. And I think Joe Bach was right. They had their quarter, their one great quarter, and then now it's been anybody's game since, and Southview is just all pumped up.
Southview, or we should say Robert Nelson, fouled out of the ball game with a total of 17 points. 13 coming in the second half. And just a reminder that this is the first of 4 major sporting events on TV 20 this week. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, February 5th, Bob and I, along with Joe Bach, will be back here at Southview for the Lady Saints, Lady Rangers of Lakewood basketball game. That's Wednesday, February 5th. In and out on a shot by Leonard Smith. Marquel Miller with the rebound, and it's batted away by Brett Daly. It'll be Southview's ball.
I tip my hat to Marquel Miller. For his size, he's just doing a tremendous job on the boards. Just tremendous.
Sean Nixon hits the front of the rim. Brandon Poole gets the rebound. Here comes the freshman into the lane, loses the ball, and it goes out of bounds off of his leg. Lewis Tumblin. Southview's ball once again, 55-50. They still lead by 5.
And what you have to do here is you have to handle full court pressure, because Elyria is going to try to be forcing some turnovers. And down at the other end, take good shots. Make the easy pass. Don't force anything.
Gabe Rios can't get it to drop, and Brett Daly comes down with the rebound, but it's intercepted by Sean Nixon. He's up and in.
All right.
Sean Nixon with a big 2-pointer, 57-50. Southview by 7.
Okay, sort them out now. Break down.
Baisley on the shot, no good. Sean Nixon on the rebound, and it's slapped and goes out of bounds.
Now, I think, you know, at this point in time, again, you still have to be aggressive, but you have to show some patience down at the offensive end. You're up by 7 with 4 minutes left. You're still going to attack the basket, but I think both Leonard and Gabe are starting to take some shots. They're a little bit rushed, and they're low percentage shots. Let's make sure they're 50% shots, guys. Show some patience, run some clock.
Jackson goes to the basket.
Okay.
And he's going to be fouled. The foul is on Josh Bendick. That's his first personal foul. And the Pioneers' 8th team foul.
Okay, so a one-and-one opportunity for Ryan Jackson.
Well, they're saying
59.
that Jackson was fouled in the act of shooting.
Wow, great.
Even though I didn't see it that way, but that's beside the point. Jackson's got 2 attempts, missing on the first.
And I thought that might have been called on the floor. Ryan shooting 59% for the year from the line.
In and out on the second rebound by Leonard Smith, and he's got 2.
Big stick back there by Leonard Smith. And this is, Leonard had a great first quarter today, and second quarter too. And this is as good as I've seen Leonard play since very early in the season. Leonard got off to a very fast start. He was getting averaging 15 a game at one time. Then he kind of cooled off, and then tonight I could see his intensity and his effort is much better, and consequently, so is his play.
Leonard Smith with 14 points thus far in the ball game. Brief timeout called by the officials for Brandon Poole to come out of the game. A takeaway and 2 points, Sean Nixon.
Well, without Robert Nelson in the game, we're seeing
Sean Nixon now with 20 points. There's the freshman. And what a block shot by Markwell Miller. And Markwell's trying to say he should have been hit with a charging foul. Here comes Sean Nixon to the basket. Oh my goodness. You talk about some razzle-dazzle basketball.
Okay, that was a great block shot, but guys, let's stay under control here now. Let's not force anything. There's still 3 minutes and 24 seconds left to play.
Foul is, I do believe, on Brett Daly, and that's his 5th.
Well, what we're seeing here just in the last 2 minutes, Ron, is not only Robert Nelson very integral to the scoring for Elyria, but also their press offense is based around Robert Nelson. He takes the ball out, and they usually reverse it back to him, and he brings it himself. Without him in the game, they are really struggling against the Southview scrambling full-court defense.
And one of the officials going to a police officer saying that he is being harassed by someone in the stands.
Elyria fans are not happy over
here. The Lorain police officer is telling the participant to either sit down or get out of the ball game.
Coach Joe, is that the same guy we were watching during the JV game that the police officer just addressed? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
We had one of the parents up here in the balcony at Lorain Southview High School shooting some personal video of his son who played on the JV team. And by the way, the Elyria JVs were victorious in that game, 50-45. Sean Nixon making the first foul shot, 50-45 over the Southview Saints JV squad. And this past Saturday, when we were at the Shot Palace at Admiral King, I failed to mention the score of that JV game. The Admiral King JVs victorious over Cleveland South, 49-44. So I hope you JVs at Admiral King will forgive me for forgetting about you, but I remembered you tonight. 49-44.
Another steal.
Another steal, and Sean Nixon gets 2 more.
Right, get it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Sean Nixon with 10 points here in this 4th quarter. Brandon Poole, 3-point attempt, no good.
Another steal.
Baisley coming down with the rebound, loses it. Here comes Tumblin, the freshman, takes it to the basket for the layup.
All right, now Saints, it's 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. You can't lose this game if you play under control. Let's not get all excited and your emotions get the best of you. Play under control here.
65-52, the Southview Saints have come back to take a 13-point lead.
Somebody come and help.
Pass blocked by Brandon Poole, but Sean Nixon was able to pick it up, and a loose ball. John Brown couldn't hang on. Brett Daly gets it.
If your man goes and doubles the ball, you've got to go get the basketball. You've got to curl cut, make a sharp cut, and get the ball.
And a traveling call on the freshman, Lewis Tumblin. The turnover gives the ball back to the Southview Saints with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game, 65-52. 1 point here in this fourth quarter. The Southview Saints trailed by 5 points. Now they're leading by 13.
Wow.
So there's a lot of prediction to Coach Joe Bach. Yeah, you know, not producer, director, cameraman.
Coach Joe Bach.
Joe Bach. You got it.
He predicted this was going to happen at the end of the third quarter. He said Elyria had their big run, their big quarter, and he predicted this unfolding as it is.
Gabe Rios at the foul line, makes the first foul shot. Gabe Rios now with 4 points, all from the foul line. He has yet to score a field goal.
Well, you know, Nelson, the charging foul obviously was the key to this game. The charging foul led to the technical and his fifth, and he's out, and we see what happens. You know, we saw the momentum change.
Tumlin gets it to Baisley. Baisley to the basket, and it's blocked by Gabe Rios. Jump ball called, and the possession arrow belongs to the Pioneers. Ryan Jackson coming back in the ball game, replacing Rios for the Southview Saints. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. 66-52, a 14-point advantage for the Saints. And with that 14-point advantage, number 14, Josh Bendick, brought it down to 11 with that triple. Elyria calling a timeout. 2:09 remaining, 66-55.
See,
and we'll be back right after this timeout.
darn it.
And the pass intercepted by Baisley, taken back by the Saints.
Pull it out of there and
John
run it
Brown
out there.
almost losing it. Now gets it over to Marquel Miller, takes it to the basket, and he is fouled by Josh Bendick, the 6'4" senior.
You know, Ryan, teams have to learn how to play in this situation. When you're up 8-10, now it's 11, still a ball game with 2 minutes left. You have to know how to play. Earlier in the year against Elyria Catholic, Southview's in much of this same situation and had to struggle at the very end to hang on. You have to be patient. You have to let the clock run. You have to score while the clock isn't running, as Marquel Miller just did. Down here at the other end, you've got to play good half-court defense, contain the basketball, check out, rebound, and again, make the safe, easy pass. Don't take any chances.
And Marquel Miller making both foul shots. 6 points here in the fourth quarter with the 6 points he scored back in the first quarter. He was scoreless in the second and third. He's got 12 points.
Another steal by Leonard Smith.
And almost, and it was thrown away by Jackson.
Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, pick the basketball up, make the easy pass. If you don't have a pass, take a timeout.
Brandon Poole moves into the circle, and he knocks over Ryan Jackson, and Jackson's going to get hit with the foul.
I think they're going to get Leonard Smith for that.
Leonard
Ryan,
Smith,
yeah.
You're right, 52 Leonard Smith. That is his third personal foul. Both these teams are now into the double bonus. Brandon Poole will shoot two. Making the first. Brandon Poole getting his first point in the second half. He had 5 back in the second quarter.
Okay, down here on offense, when Southview gets the ball back, nothing but a layup. Nothing but a layup. And you really have to move offensively. You have to set good picks and make strong cuts, because Elyria is going to be jumping out in the passing lanes trying to get a steal. Then, if you make your foul shots, it should be easy.
Southview with an 11-point lead, 68-57, with 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining in the ball game.
That's just what I'm talking about. Southview's got the ball out of bounds. Everybody's standing around, wandering around, not ready to play, and consequently, they almost turn it over. You've got to make the strongest cuts of the game right now. And first open man must get the ball.
Pioneers putting on the pressure. Gabe Rios now in the forecourt, and he is fouled. Or a timeout is being called by Coach Brian Corey as he wants to discuss things a full timeout on the floor. And just a reminder that tomorrow night we will be back here at Lorain Southview High School Wednesday, February 5th to bring you girls basketball as the Lady Saints play host to the Lady Rangers of Lakewood. Then our TV 20 crew will head back to the Shot Palace at Lorain Admiral King High School on Friday, February 7th, when the Admiral King varsity boys entertain the Mentor Cardinals.
You know, Ron, and the Admiral boys are getting better too. They just came off of a weekend where obviously they had 2 wins against Euclid and Cleveland South. And believe me, if you want to see an exciting brand of basketball, you've got to see this Mentor team play. It's full court pressure all over the place. It's 1 pass and a 3. I mean, they really play an up-tempo game. So that'll be a lot of fun Friday night. And they have a really good player. I think for his team, the most valuable player in the league, young man, number 44, Eddie Zinkowski. He's getting about 25 a game, 24 and a half. He's terrific.
And on Saturday, Sean Nixon saved it.
Look up the floor.
Marquel Miller's got it.
Guys, you have to look up the floor.
Gabe Rios.
There you go.
Underneath the basket to Ryan Jackson. Couldn't put it in, and he is hurting. He is at the south end of the gymnasium. He is still rolling on the floor. They have not stopped the action. Now the officials call a timeout.
Okay.
Ryan Jackson is hurting.
Okay,
Well, we were going to say that to wrap up our big week of sports activities on TV 20, we will be back here on Saturday for a dual wrestling match.
I hope that's
Dan
not an
Furness's
ankle.
Southview Saint wrestlers will be entertaining the Elyria Pioneers, and that should be quite a wrestling match here at Southview. You'll see the action on TV 20.
Okay, Ryan Jackson's up. It looks like he might have rolled over on his right ankle a little bit. He appears that he's going to be okay.
And coming into the lineup to replace him is Vince Velasquez. Vince, a 5'9" junior.
Well, what you want on the floor now, Coach Curry, is you want guys who can make foul shots and handle a basketball, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to foul almost immediately. They're going to foul going for the basketball. So you want 5 foul shooters on the floor.
Well, we have Marquel Miller for the Saints.
We have
Vince
6.
Velasquez.
Okay.
Vince is now going to the bench, and John Brown is coming into the ball game, along with Gabe Rios, Sean Nixon, and Leonard Smith.
Oh.
And it goes out of bounds. The Pioneers will get
Well,
it. We've got 46 seconds remaining in the ball game.
that is so frustrating as a coach, because again, it goes back to what we addressed earlier. Be ready to play and make strong cuts. Make the easy pass. That shouldn't happen. Be organized. There's too much wandering around right now.
Apparently the officials are a little confused about something.
Well, Coach Cernus hasn't been happy with the officiating for this game's entirety, and I think right now there might be an issue concerning the clock and how much time's on the clock.
They seem to be pointing towards a player. One thing we do need to make perfectly clear, that the home school does not...
Technical foul, and it's going to be against Southview, I believe.
No, it's going to be against the Elyria Pioneers.
Oh, you're absolutely right. They called it on Coach Cernus. I thought maybe he saw something concerning a number or an illegal substitution and got the call, but you're absolutely right. He was teed up for his vehemence and his opposition to the way the game has been called in his eyes.
And Sean Nixon will be at the foul line to shoot the technical, and making the first.
He better watch out, because he's still talking to the official. Now, he has to be seated. He's not allowed to be up for the rest of the game. And he has to be careful he doesn't get that second one, because if you get that second one, they write you up down in Columbus and they look into it, and no coaches want that situation.
So we've had 2 technical fouls called against the Elyria Pioneers, one against Robert Nelson and this one against the coaching staff. We're down to 47 seconds. And the Southview Saints with a 12-point advantage, 69 to 57.
Now, according to the rule, if you're a coach, once you're teed, you have to remain seated. You're not allowed up.
Leonard Smith to John Brown. Ball knocked out of bounds by Brandon Poole. It will belong to Southview. Brown is out. Velazquez is in. 44 seconds now.
Well, up by 12, you really can't lose. But what I would like to see from a coaching standpoint for the Saints is to play this final 42 seconds, play it correctly.
All right, Sean Nixon on the dribble is fouled by Josh Bendick. Bendick's third personal foul.
And that means make your foul shots, don't turn it over, still play good defense. First open man gets the basketball. To play it correctly, to finish.
Sean Nixon with a major first quarter, scoring 12 points, and a major fourth quarter. He has scored 11 points thus far. Chance to make it 12 in the quarter, and he misses both foul shots, but John Brown with the rebound. And he is fouled by Brett Daly. That will be his fifth. Thought that he had a fifth personal foul earlier. So Brett Daly will go to the bench with 35.9 seconds remaining in the ball game. And the official scorekeeper indicating to the official 5 personal fouls on Brett Daly.
I'm feeling some hostility up here amidst all these Elyria fans, Rod.
Yeah, they're all sitting right beneath us.
They're not happy. Yeah, and to be perfectly honest with you, I don't see where the officiating is at a factor in this game at all. I think it's been a very well officiated game.
All right, Brett Daly to the bench, and in the ball game now is the 6'3" sophomore Justin Phillips.
See, if you play this right, 12 should become 14 or 16. Again, you have to make your foul shots, though. I mean, that's the key. And there's 4 successive misses. Now kick the thing out of there and run an offense.
Marquell Miller with the rebound. John Brown losing the ball. Baisley trying to pass over his head to Brandon Poole, but it's taken away by Sean Nixon.
Look up.
Sean Nixon into the forecourt.
Now,
and they'll run some time off. We're down to 15 seconds.
Okay, and Elyria's going to back off. You just dribble it out. Well done by the Saints. Well done.
All right, we're down to 5 seconds, and the Elyria Pioneers are saying you've won the ball game. You took 1 out of 3. And that's the end of the ball game. The final score, the Southview Saints 69 and the Elyria Pioneers 57. Bob and I will be back to wrap it all up. And we've got a great ball game to talk about. We'll have the final scoring statistics right after these important messages. Well, fortunately, prior to coming to the game tonight, Bob, I clipped my fingernails because this was, without a doubt, a real nail biter right down to the end.
Oh, it was a great game. What an effort by the Saints. This is their best win of the year, without a doubt. Elyria is a quality ball club, 11-4. They're probably going to get a seed out in the district tournament at Midview. And Southview is just growing by leaps and bounds. And my hat's off to, again, the coaching staff and the players. Just terrific.
And like you pointed out too, Bob, this is the 3rd time these two teams have met. They met earlier in an LEL game at Elyria. They met in a Christmas holiday tournament, 4 teams involved. And both times the Pioneers came out ahead. And you indicated somewhere along the line That third one's got to go.
A good ball club 3 times in 1 year. A lot of it is emotional and psychological, getting ready to play when you've already beaten them twice, and on the other hand, the hunger of wanting to beat a team that's beaten you twice. It's very difficult to beat a good ball club 3 times in the same season in any sport.
And you know, we saw that hunger both in the second quarter when the Southview Saints scored 21 points, and here in this fourth and final quarter when they scored 22.
Right.
I mean, they really rose to the occasion.
Right.
And here's a very victorious coach, Brian Corey, and he is a happy camper, and he's going to be talking to the radio people here. WOBL out of Oberlin is broadcasting the game, and some of the Saints have come up with him, Marquel Miller. But looking at how the scoring went, as we indicated in the first quarter, the Southview Saints led by 3. It was a high-scoring quarter, 19-16. Then in that second quarter, the Southview Saints putting in 21 points while holding the Pioneers to 7, going into the locker room with a 17-point lead, 40-23. But then in the third quarter, things just turned around, and the Elyria Pioneers wound up putting in 19 points while holding the Saints to 7, and the Pioneers trailed by 5 points, 47-42 after 3 quarters. In the fourth and final quarter, the Pioneers did at one point hold a lead of at least 5 points. Then all of a sudden things just fell apart for the Pioneers. Robert Nelson fouled out, a technical foul against him. John Cernus, the coach, with a technical foul, and the Pioneers wound up scoring 15 points in that fourth quarter, but the Southview Saints pulled ahead, putting in 22 for the final 69-57 verdict. Looking at the scoring statistics for the Elyria Pioneers, Brandon Poole with 7 points, Griffin Knapp scoring 3 points, Josh Bendick off the bench with 7 points, Aaron Bawley with 6 points, one of the starters, and he got all 6 in the third quarter. Greg Baisley, also a starter, had 4 points for the ball game, those 4 coming in the first quarter. Lewis Tumblin off the bench scoring 5 points. Brett Daly, one of the starters, had only 8 points in the ball game. And the high point man for the Pioneers, Robert Nelson, with 17 before he fouled out. For the victorious Southview Saints, Gerald Jackson with 4 points. Vince Velasquez with 2. It was John Brown scoring 3 points. Gabe Rios, who up until tonight in the last 6 games was averaging 16.5 points, only scored 4 points, and they all came at the foul line. Ryan Jackson, a starter with just 1 point. Brian Joyner off the bench with 4, and then scoring in double figures for the Southview Saints, Marquel Miller with 12, Leonard Smith with 14, and the high point man for the Saints and for the ball game, Sean Nixon, with 25 points, and he made the difference in that fourth quarter.
Right, and Ron, you know, everybody looks to points and big offensive plays and threes and slam dunks, but really the key to this game, one of the keys, was a defensive play that never shows up in the statistics, that nobody talks about. That was Ryan Jackson stepping in and taking that charge on Nelson when he was attacking the basket, resulting in the charging call for foul number 4, and then the technical call for foul number 5. That was a key play, and it was a defensive play.
All right. Well, that just about wraps it up here at Southview High School for this Tuesday, February 4th. As we've indicated, Bob and I and our producer Joe Bach will be back here tomorrow night. February 5th for the girls varsity basketball game, the Lady Saints playing host to the Lady Rangers of Lakewood. On Friday, the 7th of February, TV 20 will be at Lorain Admiral King High School in the Schott Palace when the Admirals of Coach Miguel Curl take on the Cardinals of Mentor. And then we will be back here on Saturday, February 8th, for a dual wrestling match. Dan Turnus's Southview Saints will be entertaining the Elyria Pioneers, and we'll have all that exciting action for you on TV 20. So until then, for my partner Bob Braskich, who will appear on Focus February 12th talking about presidential trivia, don't forget that. You've got to see it to believe it. For my partner Bob, for our cameraman, producer, and director Joe Bach, I'm Ron Baccalar. Good night, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools, TV 20 WLCS.
To purchase a high-quality copy of the program you just viewed, please call Lorain City Schools Television at 282-8400.